Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is the dawn of the final last characters. Now we did Garp a little bit early to celebrate the Galaxy Impact episode, so maybe I'll revisit him again, but I feel like I don't really need to. He's just obviously fantastic, but we have 8 characters left if we don't include him. The character that I think we're going to struggle with the most for sure is probably going to be Uta, but aside from that, get ready for Infinite Gear 5 Luffy. So these are the specials we're going to be rocking. Honestly, these all don't matter minus Gear 5. Gear 5 is obviously a form change, so we'll get a whole new set of specials that are just way stronger anyway. These specials are fine though, they're really good if you're going to ever play base Luffy. But with this build, obviously, we're going to be rocking is going to be a pretty much guaranteed win. Gear 5 is a very, very powerful, he's just very powerful. He's probably the best Sky type in the game. And I feel like that's not even like that crazy of a thing to say. I feel like most people say that. I feel like, because also a thing with Luffy too, is not that Luffy is actually weak or anything, like, you know, base form, to say like, oh, why don't you care about, you know, base Luffy or whatever. And it's like, my thing with this character is that I literally probably have no negatives to him. Maybe that he's a Sky type, I guess that could be a negative for some people because of the way Sky types kind of like feel when they're going in, or the way they control is a little bit wonky. But I just feel like Luffy, despite being a Sky type that's kind of like sometimes hard to control, he's just simple. He has big AoEs, he has lots of high comboing or high numbering attacks. He's also fast as hell. Like, I don't think really there's any downside to Luffy, really. Like, sure, maybe the camera could be a little bit wonky. And obviously, he's still technically a small character, so he can be juggled, I guess. But he's a character that can be juggled, but, like, he, like, literally lays down the hammer and, like, 90% of people die. Like, so I don't know if he's like the weakest when it comes, you know, when it comes to that, you know, like he's just genuinely insanely powerful. Like, look how many people are about to get cracked here, because his techniques also go, if you didn't realize, his techniques also just go through Logia's. Like you just saw right there, Ace was awakened and whatever, and he just cracked him. So, you know, there really isn't much to say about Luffy, aside the fact that he's cracked. Goodbye, these two. And Kaido, of course, wants to be a sore loser. Bro, no shot. Okay, bro. He literally became a sore loser so bad that he literally despawned to avoid me. Like check that shit out. So yeah, Luffy has a mechanic. And obviously that means that the higher the combo hit is, that he won't get out of Gear 5, right? And you're like, oh, geez, that's so cool and that's so great. Yeah. Excuse me. But the thing with Gear 5, with that mechanic, is that with Gear 5, without the skill worked up, the actual meter won't regenerate. Like, as you saw, look at the meter on the right. I don't know if that's a specific effect for characters that can basically take advantage of the whole, like, oh, we don't ever run out of special or whatever, or, you know, the combo meter is what determines the whatever. But this character essentially, without worked up, he basically like, you can get his things to be static, and what I mean by static is, like, obviously that they won't lower anymore, but it won't regenerate. With worked up, you can get it to regenerate and basically go back up to full, so you don't have to worry about basically getting like running out of the thing or getting low, because even if you get low, you get your combo game back up, it's gonna come back up. And like I said about before, that, you know, his attacks go through Logia, well, there you go. He's extremely powerful. Very, very powerful. Sengoku's probably dead in, like, the next hit. Yep, he literally almost died. Honestly, that worked out too, because we got the extra little dialogue piece with him that gives us enough time to come here and do this to Koby and Garp. So just for reference, I made another video, or I already recorded this video, but I didn't have worked up, I just had concentration on, and I felt like his performance was a little bit worse because of it. Not gonna lie, because I felt like I got distracted. I forgot to put on Do Not Disturb. Don't worry about that. I'll probably just blur it out. That's just an odd thing, because that call has been going on for a while now. It's not like it's anything new. But anyway, but yeah. So he's just that good of a character, right? So you don't have to worry. So that last run, I felt like I was worrying too much about my, oh, I have to get my meter back up, or if I don't get it back up, we're gonna essentially lose Gear 5 and the video's gonna be trash, and you know, it's not really infinite. So yeah, worked up is a key component to having infinite. At least, you know, the way it stands right now. Because I mean, look at this. We're here, and we literally spawn trapped them. They didn't even get a chance to run out. And the thing is, like, that's just what you're gonna get with this Luffy, man. Like, this Luffy is just genuinely so good. I don't know, man. That's why, like, my main complaints for this guy are literally the fact that, like, my only complaints are that base Luffy is borderline copy-paste of the other Luffys. Or at least time skip Luffy. That's, like, literally my only complaint with this guy. Like, straight up. And I know some people combated me on that a long time ago when I first reviewed or talked about this guy. And I don't get it. Like, I don't get the whole, like, defending that aspect of it. People are like, oh, like, he's Gear 5, or he's Luffy, like, what, like, there's only so much you can do with Luffy. What do you expect him to do? Oh my god, I'm so sorry for your eyes. Yeah, that messed me up, too. Oh, hey, it's me. But I really don't like defending the fact that the characters should, like, oh, they're copy pasted, so, and it's just a character, so why not? So with that excuse, you could say the same thing for Zoro and you know, other characters, which is just not the case, right? These characters have a lot of moves, and I think I made not to obviously toot my own horn, but I guess I had high expectations with base Luffy, because I made a video talking about, and I did this with every DLC character that came up. I basically talked about, like, hey, these characters are coming out, like, what are, like, moveset videos, what are their movesets gonna be like? And I personally was like, oh, what if, because in the rooftop, Luffy used Gear 4 a lot, on top of Conqueror's Haki Infusion. Right, the whole golden aura that, you know, debatable if people liked or not or whatever. But like we had all of that stuff, and I just personally thought I was kind of disappointed, because I was like, the way they infused Gear 2 and 3 into Luffy's combos was actually very, very smart. I love that aspect of it. So I thought it was really cool. But then you get to the character himself, and he really doesn't have anything unique. Like, aside from, like, they gave him some Conqueror's Haki lightning, or even, you know, whatever. So I personally was just not a big fan of that. As you can see, we were like low on combos earlier, but like our meters replenished, right? I didn't pick up the health because obviously I'm running cheat def, so I kind of want to keep my special attacks pretty powerful. So yeah, I just thought that would have been cool if we had a Luffy, a base rooftop Luffy that infused Gear 4 attacks and even Gear 3 attacks, right? I thought that would have been sick, right? That'd be worth, like, one of the slots. But they didn't do that, which is why, in my opinion, I think that's why they made it, basically, they made it a way for you to get into Gear 5 infinitely. Because I don't think, obviously, I think this is a trait unique to Luffy. I don't think there's any other character that can basically stay in a form change the entire time. I think they low-key should be dead here. Yeah. Like, this guy, I don't really have any negatives for this guy. He is genuinely just one of the best characters in the game, at least Gear 5 wise. Even base Luffy, like you saw in the beginning, he has some pretty fast guard break hits. And I think he actually is really good. But yeah, overall, my thoughts of Gear 5 Luffy, or Infinite Gear 5 Luffy, is just that he's fun. He's fun incarnate. You're just flying around the map. You have these specials that go through Logias, which is pretty cracked. And you have the lightning special attack, which gets replenished so fast. His combos also have just really big range too when he turns into a giant, or whether he has a cyclone attack, or or when he takes the stuff off the ground. Yeah, look at that. 8 minutes and 39 seconds. Yeah, this guy is just a speed demon. So I mean, I don't really have anything else to say. I feel like most people are gonna say, hey, Geek, I love Gear 5 Luffy. And you know what? I don't blame you. This guy is really good. Is he an S tier? Absolutely. The fact that he can stay in his most powerful state and essentially have a permanent buff, I think, with full force burst enhancement, and you have cheat death, and you put special move enhancement on this guy. Like, there's literally no downside to basically using this guy. So what I'm gonna say though is, if you want to use this guy, at least infinite, or make sure that your thing replenishes, just double make sure that you're rocking worked up as a skill as one of your slots, because if you put that on, then the Gear 5 meter, even if it depletes, it'll come right back up. So those are my thoughts on Luffy. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I feel like the next couple of videos are going to be pretty easy as well, with Kaido and Yamato. So let's go into the next video. Peace out, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.